Are you struggling with feeling stuck in your life journey? Does it seem as if the challenges or conflicts that you keep experiencing are on repeat? Healing through feeling could be your new way through to a more satisfying life. Now, here is the host of the Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show, licensed marriage and family therapist and life guide, Sharyn Nichols.
Welcome, everyone, to today's show, to the Feel to Heal show on the Inspired Choices Network with myself, Sharyn Nichols, licensed marriage and family therapist and life guide. I have been with this topic of honesty for a week, actually 2 weeks, maybe even more. And maybe it's the one thing that I probably should have started with in terms of all of my podcasts, started with this whole notion of honesty, but I digress. I will come back around, I promise. First and foremost, please know that you can find me on my website at feeltoheal.com. Please reach out either through the website or please email me at SharynNichols at feeltoheal.com. Feeltoheal.com. I know I speak really fast, so I'm just going to slow it down. This is why I start with a meditation, because it gives me the opportunity to just pull myself together, because I just go in a really good, positive way, sort of in a frenetic way, which is also why I do the chair dancing at the beginning. And for those of you who are listening, thank you so much. Although for those who are seeing me, I chose the color yellow because yellow is the color of the third chakra, which is the solar plexus, which is power. And so part of power to me means courage. And it takes a lot of courage to truly be honest. So with that being said, let's start with our meditation. So let's just all receive a breath. So let's begin. Let's get into a comfortable position, either sitting or lying down, or pulling over to the side of the road and allowing your eyes to close if you're driving and listening, or just listening to the calmness and the sound of my voice and driving and looking forward, although still conjuring up some of the images that I'm going to be describing in the next couple of minutes or so. So allowing your eyes to close if it's safe to do so, and adjusting whatever you need to adjust to feel comfortable, alert, and relaxed. Focus on your breathing. And if you feel yourself wandering, always bring yourself back to the breath. So let's all receive another breath. Feel the warmth spread across your body and melting you further into relaxation. And let's focus on your body, taking a brief scan from head to toe, identifying parts, movements, or physical abilities about yourself and your body that you appreciate. Maybe saying a silent thank you every time something comes to mind. Notice your breath. If you feel you are wandering off, come back. Back to the humming of your body, of your breath, back to the present moment. Imagine a circle is being drawn a mile around you where you're currently sitting. Turn your attention onto everything within the circle. Don't forget to look behind you. Perhaps it includes your living space, trees, animals, loved ones, neighbors, or even meaningful locations. For the next minute or so, let your mind scan everything within this circle and say thank you for each of the things you identify. Thank you. Thank you. Bringing your attention back to your breath, and again, feel the warmth of the love and the appreciation for your surroundings. Receive a deep breath. Now abandon yourself in relation to the entire planet, all the way out, all the way around. See yourself in the corner of the world, so small compared to everything and everyone on earth. And also recognize how significant you are as part of this incredible whole, of this incredible, beautiful human race. Stay present. Take a moment or so to think about all the reasons you appreciate the world around you. And say a silent thank you. Your appreciation for the beautiful places you have seen, or the people that you love that are scattered all over the planet. Or a deep appreciation for the moment in time that you are living right here, right now. All we have is the present. Bring your attention back to your breath and breathe in the warmth of the love and appreciation inside and outside of you. There's so much greatness in your life right now. No matter what you are experiencing, no matter what you are feeling, no matter what you are thinking, you are surrounded by infinite blessings. Bringing your attention inward to the unidentifiable place or the identifiable place that is your soul, where your inner self feels most at home. You are connected to it all. You are a part of it all. Your body, right where you are, the physicalness, the globe, and the universe, all. And as you sit in appreciation of this present moment, of the magical truth that you are incredibly blessed, allow yourself to feel a deep sense of oneness, connectedness, and completeness with yourself, your life, your present moment. Receiving a breath. Knowing that this feeling, this space and time is always welcome to you at any moment. And when you are ready, start coming back into the room, back into your body. If you did leave, come back. And allowing your eyes to open. and be here right now. Be present. For this is all we have. The right here and the right now. And I'm having a technical difficulty. There we go. Maybe no. I apologize. Trying to get my notes up. There we go. Yay, me. You know? Perfection. Ha! Is there even such a thing? I know I've talked about that. And shit happens. So let's talk. Let's talk about honesty. First and foremost, I want to start with why I chose this topic. And the main reason why is that I have had Billy Joel's song Honesty playing in my head. And so first I look at, okay, what is it about honesty? What is it about the specific lyrics? Because what kept playing in my head, and I know the song by heart, although of course I did look up the lyrics and I do have them in front of me. And I double checked to make sure that he actually wrote the words and the music to the song. So I'm quoting him 100%. And this is also part of being honest and truthful, which I will get to. This chorus is, honesty is such a lonely word. Everyone is so untrue. Honesty is hardly ever heard and mostly what I need from you. And I didn't feel as though that was 100% where I was coming from. I just kept getting that honesty is such a lonely word and that everyone is so untrue. And so what is the true difference between honesty and truth? What is the true difference? See, is honesty and truth the same thing? So the main difference between truth and honesty is that truth refers to the absolute facts, concrete facts. I'm sitting in a chair in my house recording a podcast. That is the truth. Whereas honesty is a quality of being sincere and being able to represent ideas in an accurate and convincing manner. So the truth is, I'm sitting in my chair in my house recording this podcast, and the honesty would then be about some of the feelings that I'm having about it. Feelings. To me, honesty is about feelings, and it takes a lot to be honest. Like I said before, it takes courage to be honest. So the fact is, most of the time, I really enjoy doing this. The fact is, there are moments when I don't. Am I being honest? Oh, the whole TBH thing. Let's be honest. Or to be honest. Does that mean you were being untruthful or you weren't being honest? Which then leads to dishonesty. And I know I'm all over the place. And we're going to take a short break. And when we come back, I honestly promise that I will sort it all out and that it will all make sense. So see you back in a moment. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Feel to Heal show with myself, Sharyn Nichols. And today's topic is honesty. And we just finished the meditation and a little bit of me starting on the topic of honesty. So see you back in a moment.
At different times on our life journey, we can feel stuck and struggle with seeing our way through. What if the answer to the struggle is just to go deeper than the surface? By tuning in to Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show, with licensed marriage and family therapist and life guide Sharyn Nichols, you'll receive insight and guidance on exploring your feelings in order to heal yourself. Are you ready to create a more satisfying, peaceful, and successful life? Listen for the Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Mountain, and 3 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email becomeahost@inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show, with licensed marriage and family therapist and life guide Sharyn Nichols. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also ask questions or comments by email by sending to Sharyn Nichols at feeltoheal.com. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Feel to Heal show with myself, Sharyn Nichols, and we're talking honesty. And before the break, I was saying that it takes a lot of courage to be honest. First and foremost, it's about being honest with yourself. And so I went down a rabbit hole when I started Googling honesty and being honest and the truth, and then lying and dishonest. And there's so many different, it's all like intertwined. And so let's separate it out. The only way to truly be honest with someone else is first being honest with yourself. And that can obviously sometimes be one of the hardest things to do, because it's now about you looking at yourself, you looking in the actual mirror. And then it would be about you letting go of these ideas that you have of yourself in terms of how you judge yourself. And I mentioned before the break about this podcast and how this even came to be. And I'm so proud of it today. And now when I talk about it and when I meet new people and I let people know that I'm doing this, I kind of want them to start in the middle. I don't want them to actually start in the beginning where I was most vulnerable, where I didn't know what I was doing, because I have had, will always have a fear of being judged. And of course, I just want to look perfect all the time, always. And to be honest, I know that that's an impossibility. So that's the intellectual mind. So we have the thoughts and then we have the feelings. So of course, I know I'm going to be judged no matter what I do, no matter what I don't do. We're all judging. And gosh, there's so many quotes now that are just going through my head. Doesn't even matter. It's where are you on your continuum? Where are you on your spectrum? How honest are you with you? I can go on and on and on, and I will. So I'm going to bring it back around, because if you're not honest with yourself, then you actually can't be honest and truthful with anyone. So lying means, because I looked this up, marked by or containing untrue statements. Although if you truly believe that it's the truth, then are you lying? So somewhere along the way, I read about if someone truly believes the truth that the earth is flat, if they truly believe that, for them, that's their truth, then are they lying? Even though it's not a fact, even though it's been proven that the earth is round and not flat. I just kept coming up with more and more questions as I was thinking about this topic, as I was researching this topic, and even as I knew prior to sitting down to record the show. Of course, I have a template and I have an idea, although, to be honest, I wasn't sure how honest I was going to be. And I mean, let me rephrase that. Of course, I always speak my truth, although where's the line? How much do you actually really want to know? Do you need to know the full truth from me as a, like, here's the thing. If I was an accountant, would you want to know whether I paid my taxes every year? Because then that would give you some information about me as an accountant, perhaps. Although, are you going to then be judging me as a human being? Or what am I, there's so many different paths or avenues to go down. And then would you want to come to me? Would you want me to be your accountant if I never filed my taxes year after year after year? What does then that say about me? So as a therapist and a life guide, how much do you actually really need to know about me? And so how truthful and how honest? And here it comes. The courage to be vulnerable. And then the courage to actually be intimate and sharing of myself, knowing that no matter what I say, I am going to be judged. And now I know I've said multiple times on the show that I am 85%, I'm 100% of the time, and then the other 15, I'm human, which means that I say things wrong, which means that I sometimes am not 100% honest, and I'll go back to that in a moment as to why. And I'm not always honest with myself, because sometimes I do just want to bury my head in the sand and not have to face the truth. That's also part of it too. Sometimes we're bombarded with so much fucking crap all the time. And I don't always watch the news. And I have judgments about that because I feel as though I should always be informed. I should always know what's going on. And yes, I know I'm shitting on myself. Although I don't want to be bombarded with all of the negativity. Although it is important to know what is going on. And I was talking with somebody yesterday about, God, wouldn't it be great if there was a news station that only reported on happy things, on good things, on things of achievement, and nobody would want to watch? I don't think anybody would want to watch, because here's the thing. We all want to hear about other people's misery, so we can put it in a hierarchy for ourselves, so we can feel better about ourselves, or so we can have empathy, or so we can trauma bond, or so we can continue to be on the path of victimization, so we can continue to be victims ourselves. Now, is that being honest? I don't know. See, that's the thing. I kept coming up with, I don't know. So let's talk about honesty as being the best policy. I'm assuming we've all heard that. At one point in our lives, we heard that honesty is the best policy. Is it though? Which leads us into lying. Sorry, my thoughts, I went off in my head, because it's not always kind to be honest. And there are so many men who walk into that question, do I look fat? Are they supposed to be honest? Really? So is honesty always the best policy? I don't know. I'm going to say actually, no, I don't think honesty is always the best policy. Although, what's the truth? And then, where's the facts? So if you're going back to be honest, I guess it's all the same thing. To be honest, is honesty the best policy? So to be honest, does that mean that you were being you were being dishonest before? See, I love when I get a text from anyone and they have TBH. And I just start laughing because what does that actually really mean? You were vulnerable enough before. You're now telling me that you're being honest now. That has nothing to do with me. It has to do with you. You're saying to be honest because you're afraid. Again, there's that courage word. That I'm going to react in a certain way that is going to affect you. So you're afraid. That's why you have to clarify it. Because this is now you and you're not putting it onto me and you're looking for me to hear you and where you're coming from. So you're even looking for some empathy from me. You're looking for me not, and here's the big one, to take it personally. So is honesty the best policy? Not always, no. Because sometimes someone's going to take it personally and take it out of context because we're not in each other's heads. We don't always know where it's coming from. And that is also why I'm always about, there's that always and the never thing. I apologize. When I go to extremes, I need to bring it back. So I'm bringing myself back. I do my best to over communicate and let someone know where my thoughts are coming from so they will know that it's about me and that I am making it truly about me. And the thoughts that I'm having, the ones that I am speaking, are not in any way, shape, or form here to hurt them. I'm just sharing myself and my thoughts, and I'm actually trying to be vulnerable in the moment and be open. So maybe part of the to be honest should be to be honest because I'm afraid of being vulnerable, fill in the blank. Or to be honest, it's taking me a lot of courage to actually speak my truth. Because honesty is truth, fact. So speaking your truth and being honest is all about your feelings. Here's the thing about your feelings. They are always right. They are the truth. They are your truth. Always. So let's wrap our head around that one. Thank you so much for listening. We're going to take a short break and I'm going to regroup myself. And when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about this whole honesty thing. And I even have some tips as some things that you can do for yourself to keep yourself honest. Ha, ha, ha. See you back in a moment. Thank you for listening to the Feel to Heal show.
At different times on our life journey, we can feel stuck and struggle with seeing our way through. What if the answer to the struggle is just to go deeper than the surface? By tuning in to Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show with licensed marriage and family therapist and life guide Sharyn Nichols, you'll receive insight and guidance on exploring your feelings in order to heal yourself. Are you ready to create a more satisfying, peaceful, and successful life? Listen for the Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Mountain, and 3 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
How wonderful would it be to carry your favorite Inspired Choices Network host with you throughout your day? Well, now you can. Inspired Choices Network now has its very own mobile app. Our free app offers live streaming shows, along with thousands of podcasts and TV episodes. Our shows cover a wide variety of topics. Whether you're waking up with us, carrying us through the day, and taking us to bed with you, we're always here for you to enjoy. We're easy to find. Just search for Inspired Choices Network in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
This is Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show with licensed marriage and family therapist and life guide Sharyn Nichols. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also ask questions or comments by email by sending to Sharyn Nichols at feeltoheal.com. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Feel to Heal show with myself, Sharyn Nichols, and we are talking honesty. And so before the break, I was talking a little bit about TBH, to be honest, and talking about why honesty isn't always the best policy. So I want to just add to that and saying that it can be a little bit egoic when you're using honesty as truth. It can be a veiled form of egoism. And what I mean by that is we veil things. We say things under the umbrella of being truthful and being honest, when it's actually that we're angry, and it can come out being really, really mean. I'm just telling you the truth. Well, are you telling me the truth because you're angry and you want to be hurtful? And sometimes we just spew, and we end up hurting ourselves and then those around us under the guise of being honest. So let's bring it back and remember what I've been saying. You have your thoughts, you have your feelings, your actions and your reactions are what you have control over. So when you get all worked up and you get really angry and you just need to speak your truth, which is really most often your feelings, take a breath, be in the present moment, be discerning. Is this actually what is happening? Or is this a past thought? Is this a past thought and feeling that you've had that's now being triggered by this thought and feeling? Is it all just intertwined? Because we are all just our one. We are the sum of all of our experiences. We are here, and the only thing we have is the here and now, the present moment. And so I'm going to even make a leap, because my belief, and where is that? Is a belief a truth? So I guess I will go far as to say one of my truths is that I believe that it's not always about me, that I don't have to take everything personally. And so just because someone is being honest with me, I then get to discern whether it's actually the truth, whether they're holding up the mirror or not. Not that they're projecting, which they are, meaning that I don't have to react to their projection of what they are saying is being honest. So going back to be honest, Are you being honest out of fear? Are you being honest because you're angry? Are you being honest because you're trying to even be manipulative? Not in a bad way, not in a gaslighting way, in just, it's still that fear that's coming up for you, that's inside of you. It's that little girl or little boy, the little person inside of you that's still looking to be taken care of. So are you being an honest adult person? Or are you being an honest little child? Again, I'm going to go so far as to say my belief that's where this comes from. That's where we're so afraid to actually be honest, because when we were honest as kids, because we didn't have the executive reasoning functioning of our brains to run our thoughts through that filter, we often spoke the truth. And we were told multiple times to not say that, to be quiet, to, oh my God, what's wrong with you? And then we, of course, then started judging. And we just kept going and going and going in our own heads, in our own minds, in our own brains. Please, I would love to relieve you of that for yourself. Because it's not serving you. It's not serving me. It's not serving the planet. It's not serving us. It's not serving your soul. Get out of your head. They're just thoughts. Allow the little person inside of you to have those thoughts and feelings. It's okay. Honor them. Or start speaking as an adult. And it then also comes back to the language and how you say things. So if you truly are trying to be honest with somebody, don't say but. Because I love you, but negates the I love you. So it's the I love you and. The words that we say are so important. Just taking a breath. Going through some thoughts and some feelings that I'm having, and nowhere. This is so not scripted. Had no idea where I was going to go. And this honestly, feels really good. This is me speaking my truth. And the producer has been telling me for the longest time, stop reading your notes, Sharyn. You know this. You got this. And so it was about me not trusting myself, about me not being able to be truly honest with myself. Do I actually really know this? Do I actually really have it? At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to speak, people are going to listen, or they're not. They're going to judge me. They're not going to judge me. They're going to discount what I'm saying because it's all going through your own filters. Every so often, I know, and I know this. Every so often, I say something that just resonates. How can I not? Because I know if you and I were having a conversation one-on-one, there would be certainly something that you would say that would resonate with me, because that's part of the human condition. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that great? How we can just be there for each other equally, the same. There is no hierarchy. Let's just remove it. There's always going to be people who've been on the planet longer, so therefore have had more experiences. And there's always going to be people less. And I know that I keep talking about this because that's just where I feel I am. And so since I'm talking honesty, and since I'm talking courage, and letting go of some of my fears of my life, of being honest, letting go of my fears of being judged, just knowing that I am, and actually being okay with it. That's a lot. Because I've been thinking, I say that a lot. Honesty. Been thinking a lot about this. And is it really something that I need from you? Going back to Billy Joel, or is it really truly something that I need for myself? Me being honest with me. Because it's got to start with me. I mean, that's really where it always is. It's about you starting with you. That's ultimately what my podcast has been about, truly. And it's only taken me this long. No, it actually really hasn't taken me this long. To be honest, I was open to not knowing what it was going to be until I was actually in it. I was so open to just going with the flow and allowing it to have its own life of its own, as long as I kept with my own truths, which go back to the 4 agreements. I can't say enough about them. And I realize the more I talk about them, the more I am using them and in them. And it's just old Toltec wisdom. And there's nothing new. It's just these are the principles that I've decided for myself to live with and live by. Because always doing my best, being impeccable with my word, not judging, and not taking everything personally. Oh my gosh, that has been so freeing. It has allowed me to actually be honest and look at myself, because in there then is taking responsibility for myself and for how I'm showing up in the world. And going back to Billy Joel, because his lyrics are, if you search for tenderness, it isn't hard to find. You can have the love you need to live. But if you look for truthfulness, you might just as well be blind. It always seems to be so hard to give. Please start giving yourself honesty and truthfulness. Be honest with yourself. Know your limitations. Know your genius. Stop beating yourself for having limitations. You're a fucking human being. Of course you do. I will never be a professional basketball player. I don't have the height. It's a limitation. No matter how hard I try, I will never be a professional basketball player. Even if I was 21 and I still had the athleticism to be able to do that, still don't have the height. I'm giving myself a breath. And it's time for another break. And I'm going to bring it around and I'm going to calm myself down. And actually, no, maybe I'm not. Because this is me. This is me being honest with myself. And me holding up the mirror for you. So when we come back, I'm going to bring it all together. I'm going to give you a couple of tips. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Feel to Heal shows. Today's topic is honesty And I look forward to seeing you back right after this break.
At different times on our life journey, we can feel stuck and struggle with seeing our way through. What if the answer to the struggle is just to go deeper than the surface? By tuning in to Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show, with licensed marriage and family therapist and life guide Sharyn Nichols, you'll receive insight and guidance on exploring your feelings in order to heal yourself. Are you ready to create a more satisfying, peaceful, and successful life? Listen for the Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Mountain, and 3 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. This is Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show with licensed marriage and family therapist and life guide Sharyn Nichols. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also ask questions or comments by email by sending to Sharyn Nichols at feeltoheal.com. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for listening to myself, Sharyn Nichols, on the Feel to Heal show. We are talking about honesty. And I just got thrown off for a moment. So I'm going to be honest. I got a little verklempt. So now I'm going to bring it all back around. So here are some tips on how you can be honest. Some things on how to be honest, things that you can do. Be straightforward, no matter what. Be straightforward with your facts. There is no need to impress others. So letting go of you judging yourself and you being judged by others. Just let it go. Stop it. Stop it. Not that you need to walk around with the, I don't care what anybody says. It's not the fuck you attitude. It's the, I've got this attitude. I am solid with who I am. I am okay. I am speaking my truth, not out of anger, not because I'm trying to manipulate, not because I'm wounded. I'm speaking my truth, having the courage to share of myself, to be vulnerable, so we can meet on a different level, on a different playing field, not of the trauma bonding that we all do so well. Another really important thing, stop comparing yourself to others. There's no need. Someone is always going to be, you can always look up and you can always look down. Like I said before the break, there's always going to be somebody who has more time on the planet, so therefore more experiences than you. And there's going to be always someone who has less time. And there's also always going to be someone who had similar experiences to you, although they were completely different. We all have gone through a lifetime of our own. We've all gone through the stages, through the lifespan. We've all lived, depending on how old you are today, through being a baby, being a toddler, being a preschooler, being a preteen, a teenager, a young adult, and then an adult, however, wherever you are, we've all lived through that. We all have that in common. There is no way to not know that, actually, to not recognize that, to not accept that, and that also to just be enough. Your experience is your experience. And I've been saying that, and my experience is my experience. And I am so grateful for me. I'm so grateful for all the shitty things that happened in my life. I'm so grateful for all the shitty things that I created in my life, because I've now learned from them. And I'm also so grateful for all the wonderful, amazing things. I'm so grateful for all the times that I did put myself at the right place at the right time and didn't make anything of it other than that. So another tip for you is to truly be open to hearing the truth. When someone is being honest, be open to hearing their truth, because that's all that it is. And then you do what you need to do, whether you need to take a break, take a moment, step away, and look at how much of this is actually you, how much is them. Although don't communicate that in the moment. Ride your wave. Give yourself and them the opportunity to breathe. So you can have that discernment. So you can come back and have a real truthful, honest conversation. So you can apologize if necessary, or you can ask for an apology if necessary, and you're able to do both for the other. So it is truly always about being honest with yourself, first and foremost. And I will say this again. Stop judging yourself. Stop judging others. Ultimately is not going to get you what you want. It really isn't. It keeps you stuck. It keeps you being the victim. It keeps you in the trauma. It's okay. I'm just going to say it's okay. And you can interpret that however you want. You can have feelings about that however you want. Be honest with yourself. Always. So, thank you so much for listening. Today's show about honesty. Next week's show is about intention. So what does it mean to live a life of intentions? Can you actually be honest with yourself when talking about intentions? Where do you fall on that spectrum? I am so grateful to have this platform. I am so grateful that I said yes. So to be honest, I am so grateful for you, those listening, those that are hearing me, those that are not agreeing with me, those that think I am fill in the blank. I am so grateful for all of you because you get to keep me honest. You get to keep me always stretching in a good way. I get to always show up with courage and truthfulness and honesty, and ultimately where it all stems from, love. So please be honest with yourselves, love yourself, and know you're not alone. We are all one. We are not separate. And I look forward to seeing you all next week when we talk about intention.
Thank you for choosing to listen to the Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show. Sharyn Nichols will return next Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Mountain, and 3 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. We hope you'll join us. Until then, give up the struggle, feel all you need to feel, and make this week your best one yet.